Thanks for checking out 3D Products. I'm Donald Williams. I'm also here with Francisco Mendoza, the 2014 SEMA Buffing Champion. We're going to be doing a couple things here. We're going to do a waterless rinse, a clay pad, and we're going to focus on this really dirty area of this vehicle, and then followed up with HD speed, an all-in-one step. And Francisco's going to actually show us how to do this. We're going to do the waterless first, get rid of all the dirt. There's a lot of skepticism out there about waterless products and have it scratching the surface. What does this actually do, Frank?
Right here, what I'm going to do, when I spray it on the surface, it's going to capture the dirt, lift it up, and I'm going to catch it with the microfiber. You always got to use two microfibers. One microfiber is going to be your dirty towel, the other one's going to be your clean towel.
Okay, so this is actually we're going to take it, and so some of these like bird droppings we have up here, we probably want to soak those a little bit more than normal, right? Make sure that they get a little bit wet. So what it's doing right now is it's taking the dirt, it's penetrating through, and it's lifting it up. Then we want to take a microfiber towel, not a terry cloth, because the way that microfiber works is it actually grabs and lifts the dirt, and this keeps it from dragging. Wow, look at all that dirt. And you want to go in one direction so you don't take the dirt and drag it back over the vehicle. It's probably the first time this guy washed the car in, what, years?
Looks like it.
So you're going to take first, wipe it down, then you're going to take the second step, kind of buff it off, get all the residue off. And then if you have some of these other spots, you can use, it's the same thing you would be doing with soap. You might have to use a little bit of elbow grease. Now if the car is this dirty, you're probably going to have to use a polish. So yeah, even though we're not scratching it by rubbing in new dirt, we actually do have to use a little bit of elbow grease to get rid of some of this excess that's sitting there on the hood. Takes it off pretty quick. Now the idea behind this is we're inside in a garage. We don't have to go outside, get wet. We don't have to use water to do it, which helps us be conservative or water conscious. And we're doing a much, much easier job. First step you'd have to do when washing the car is rinse it. Second off, fill the bucket, soap it down, rinse it again. Then fourth, you're either chamoising or drying it with a towel. That's 4 steps. He did all those steps in one shot. And look at the shine. Even though this is a car that definitely needs to be clayed, if you hear it here, it sounds like sandpaper almost. And we're going to take care of that right now. Now to keep it nice and simple, we're going to use a Nano Pad on a DA. We're going to not have to use any elbow grease. What this does is this emulates clay. It pulls it up, removes all the contaminants, and we're going to use 3D waterless wash as the lubrication, which is great because it has some silicates in there that help emulsify and provide a great lubricant. The one thing that's extremely nice about these clay pads is if you drop them, you just rinse them off. Typical clay, if you use it, you drop it, you're done. That's it. You've got to throw it away, because if it picks up any of the dirt that's on the ground and you go back to use it on your paint, you're just going to scratch it. So you can see here, there's a lot of contaminant all coming up, these dark areas here, coming up right off it. And then you can see that Frank doesn't have to use elbow grease and get tired, because you're able to use this on a machine and get it done real quick, real simple, real easy, and let the machine do all the work for you. All you have to do is just balance the machine. All that contaminant there is coming off, and I already feel it. Feels nice. It's very guapo now. So that's it, huh?
That's it.
Woo! Let's hear this bad boy. Let's go ahead and wipe it down. Even more contaminant after it's been washed and everything. That was all contaminant that was built into the paint. So even though when the car is nice and clean, you still got industrial fallout. They call it rail dust, a lot of people. You got acid rain, all that. See all that orangey tinge? That's industrial fallout. That's basically rust that's been buried into the paint. Now that thing, woo, nice and soft.
Well, the towel's not grabbing anymore.
Yep. So that actually will get rid of overspray if you have to. Any contaminants, kind of even light oxidations, overspray, and then water spots as well, right? The light water spots? Okay. So now we're going to go and move on to this next step. We're going to use HD speed. We're going to use the brand new light purple spider pad and the dual action polisher and clean this section up. Now this is an all-in-one. It has abrasives in it to level scratches and to brighten and polish, along with a wax. We put it all the way up to the highest speed on this because we want to get some cutting power, because this actually has, if you can see, it's got a little bit of a dull finish still. Now, dual action polishers are by nature louder than a high speed, so if it has some noise, it's okay. Doesn't mean anything. You have counterweights in there that are allowing the machine to throw a little bit more. So you have two moving parts. You have the wheel spinning in one direction, then you have a counterweight moving it around. So it's doing this as it's going. So it's kind of emulating your hand motion. Instead of you doing it at 100 miles an hour, the machine's going to do it for you. So your whole job is just to make sure it's nice and flat and to go back and forth. You can sit on it in one spot if you have a tough area and not worry about it burning through the clear. Now, the only way you'll be able to do that pretty much is if you fall asleep on it for quite some time. This is one of the easiest ways to detail, and especially on these light colored cars, you'll be able to get a real good zing and not really have to pay too much attention to some of those scratches, but you'll get a hologram-free finish, a nice finish, and get all these spider webs out. If you notice, he hasn't had to reload or use any more product. He hasn't had to take and put more product because the open time on HC Speed is phenomenal. And then you don't have to worry about the cleanup. You got plenty of time with this product to actually go through, do the work, even in these hot temperatures during the summer. Make short work. Now, you're able to go over the lenses if you need to. You'll be able to touch the plastic, and even the chrome over here you can do, and it'll leave a nice wax finish for you and even brighten it up. You don't have to worry about any of these plastics. If anything, it'll bring the color back and not worry about it flashing or any of that. And make sure when you do a DA, you turn it on the surface, and you take it, when you go to take it off, turn it off before you take it off the surface, because it can, if your pad's old and the Velcro isn't sticking as well, it'll send that pad out into orbit. Look how easy it wipes off. He also went over the windshield wiper sprayer, and look at the shine it brought back to it. Don't have to worry about taping that. Just comes off nice and easy. And look at that. You're basically back to a brand new looking car almost, huh? Feels smooth, nice, even finish. Let's pull this line here, show what we worked with before in just a couple simple steps. Even on a light color car. Big, big difference. Well, Francisco, we appreciate you taking the time and showing us how to do this, but pretty much anybody can do this. Didn't seem hard.
Anybody can do it.
You were doing it basically with one hand.
It's real easy.
Okay, well, we appreciate you guys taking the time, having Francisco show this. We appreciate him coming and showing us. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, and keep up to date with all 3D's latest and greatest innovative car care products. Till next time, I'm Donald Williams and Francisco Mendoza with 3D International. We'll see you then.